I work at Ikaza. I started this company a few years ago. I help promote women in STEM roles. I do this by using a system called AIM. What it is in making job searching quick and easy. This is a lot easier way, and I'm going to show you how and why this is an easier way. And also how you can get a competitive advantage in your job search because you're competing against sometimes hundreds and hundreds of other candidates. And we're going to start with a green line from left to right. Okay, there we go. Good job, Bill. And we're going to draw two circles, one over here. So the one on the right is some future point, and the one over here on the left, that is today. So let's call that today. And this one over here, what we're going to call it is your objective. Think of it as this way. You cannot find out the route in a GPS until you plug in the coordinates of where you want to go. You will not be able to determine the best route unless you know where you want to go. So the objective is the most important thing. To make things simple for the objective, we're just going to say that you want to sign or you want to find a new job. Or over here today, this is who is, and you want to be able to put your name in there. So now what I'm going to show you is how do you go from today, the objective. So let's say that Annika wants to sign a new contract, a new job, and she defines her objective very clearly. All right. So let's work our way backwards. Let's start with over here, milestone number 4. Then we're going to have over here, milestone number 3, here, milestone number 2, and milestone number 4. 1. There, I can count. All right, so before I get into these milestones, what are they? Let me just briefly explain to them. I'm just going to position them a little bit nicer. These milestones are basically the steps that you take to successfully find a job, the way that 2% of the people do. So we all know the old way, applying for jobs, being frustrated, adapting our CVs, wasting a lot of time. This is the new way. And you go through these different steps in order. So you start with who are you today, and you go through milestone 1, 2, 3, and 4 to arrive at your objective. I'm going to now go work backwards to demonstrate how these different steps work. Step number 4. So step number 4 is before I'm signing a new contract. There are 2 things I am working on. I am building chemistry in interviews, because let's be honest, interviews is not just about fact checking and references and stuff like that. It's about building chemistry. Are you a fit for the company culture? And are they a fit for your career objectives? That's what you want to determine. And at the same time, you're working on negotiating your best offer. The worst thing you could do is leave money on the table. There's some negotiating tips, but these are not classic negotiations where you're trying to win, because this is a win-win. You don't want to burn any bridges and then get hired and no one likes you. So how do you negotiate in an environment where it's not about you winning? This isn't a competitive environment. This is about you getting the best offer and at the same time showing the value that you have or that you're going to provide to the company. So those are the big steps that we're working on. Milestone number 4 in order to achieve signing a new contract. In order to get to milestone number 4, I've got to do a couple of things. First of all, networking to get all the interviews you need. Okay, so you're using networking to be able to get all the different interviews that you need. And at the same time, I want to show you 7 ways to get interviews. This is basically multi-channels. We'll talk about it. I'll get it into it in a second, but you're a product. I said that before, and you're marketing yourself. So just having one channel is not enough if you want to be able to communicate. All right. So this is about communicating and getting out there clearly the message of what you want. Now, in order to do that, what you need to be able to do in milestone number 2 is you have to have superior marketing materials, right? Your CV, your LinkedIn profile, it's got to say and exude who you are and what you want in terms of your objective. And at the same time, you need to establish effective action plans. So this isn't like, having a task list and just trying to do as many things as possible. It has to be effective. Your effort has to come with a result. And so you're going to work on effective actions, not just being active, but things that are actually going to move you forward towards milestone 3, towards milestone 4, towards your objective. And the last one, milestone 1. So in order to kick this all off, this is what you need. First of all, you need to know how to uncover your marketable assets. You're more than just your achievements or your certificates or your experience. You're a person, you have characteristics, and you have to imagine that companies have a mini movie. A hiring manager has a mini movie of a person he's looking for or she's looking for. So you want to uncover these marketable assets and you want to be able to articulate them. And you want to be able to describe the best you in a memorable way. And the most memorable way for you to describe yourself is with stories. So, and the last part before I get to that is there's a couple of things I need to warn you about. First of all, so this is based on 3 principles. The first principle is you begin with the end in mind. Remember, I said a GPS cannot tell you where to go and what's the best route to take and what you need in order to arrive to your destination if you don't know what your destination is. So it's really important that you know what your destination is. Second is limitless opportunities. How many people out there impose limits on themselves? For example, I'm too old. I don't have enough experience. I wish I could, or maybe doubts about your abilities. No one wants to hire me at my age. We hear that a lot. So some people put limits on themselves. So need to change your mindset. Think about all the different possibilities. And again, this can be hard if you've been in the same role or same company for more than 5 years. My last principle I want to let you know is success is inevitable. You have to come across positive and you have to maintain a positive mindset because you will get that job. It's inevitable. You are experienced. You have the right requirements. If you follow this easy roadmap, you will get a job, but there will be some setbacks and there will be some failures, right? It's not all the interviews you're going to nail. Not everyone's going to give you an offer. So how do you deal with that? And that's the important part, because you can deal with that if you have a clear objective over on the right. If you know clearly what you want, you're going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. So if it's generalist, if it's not clear, if it's wishy-washy, then that's going to come across in how you describe yourself. That's going to come across in your CV. That's going to come across when you talk to people in your network. And that's going to come across when you have an interview. And you don't want that wishy-washy in an interview. You need passion and you need purpose. Passion is because you're excited and you have energy and you're positive. And purpose is because there's a cultural fit between your values and what the company is doing. So this is the secret. Working through these steps, starting with today, who are you? Working through milestone number 1, where you uncover your marketable assets, you're more than your achievements. And you learn to describe yourself in a memorable way using stories. Then you move into creating superior marketing materials. You have one CV, one motivation letter, because there's one target that you're going after. And this means that your actions are going to be targeted towards that. You wake up in the morning, what do I do? Easy. I look at my objective and I decide, what can I do? What can I act on to achieve that objective? And then you're networking. You're talking to everyone. Right? We all heard the famous 6 connections. Within 1 or 2 connections, there's someone there that can help you. And you want to use different marketing channels to be able to find the interviews, because that's your end goal, is to get in front of someone and say, this is who I am. This is how I can help you. And this is why I'm so excited about this opportunity. And then you get your objective.